Hey everybody, welcome back to Path of Exile. Welcome back to the unusual MaW. Same recording session as the last two episodes. I did some things off camera, which I said I wasn't going to do, but we did it. We replaced our belt to pick up more strength, because that's what you do. We bought a new weapon from somebody. It's corrupted. It's kind of garbage. I didn't realize you couldn't do anything to it. You can't change anything. This is like a static weapon now because it's corrupted. It's got a lot of strength on it. It's got a lot of the sockets that we needed to set up our zombies with multi-strike support, brutality support. Empower is the only one we're missing, but we don't have a red socket for it anyway, and we can't get Empower till later. So we got the baseline stuff that we need for the build right now. This is corrupted as well. I didn't realize that, but that's okay. I just took the time to resocket this and get a 6 link on this. I got achievement for this, which is kind of cool. And this is a big part of the build. I don't think you really want to put this setup on a 6 socket. I think it's supposed to go on a 4 socket, but we move stuff around to get cyclone, and see what cyclone is now. Because we switch weapons to a two-hander, we can now cast cyclone. So that's where this channel comes from. Now you can see how like flesh offering is being popped off, and what's this called, desecrate. So we can't even cast desecrate anymore, which is good. So that's going to free up our main bar here to put something else in. So we could probably put, I don't know, can we put that there? Red banner. Yeah, we can put our dread banner there now, since we can't cast those skills anymore. And to be honest with you guys, we weren't really casting them anyway because our rotation wasn't really tight or anything. It just didn't really make sense to do, given that we had flesh offering and bone offering. But you can see what's happening now because of this gem. Cast while channeling must support both a channeling skill and a non-channeling spell skill to work. The channeling skill will trigger a spell periodically while channeling. Cannot support skills used by totems. So basically it's going to cast all these spells while we're doing Cyclone, because it's a channel skill. So that's why this is in this build. Didn't make sense to me until just now. I went back and rewatched the video in between episodes. And that's huge. Like, we get basically free everything, kinda. And you can see it's pretty often too. That includes Desecrate, Flesh Offering, Bone Offering, and got Convocation as well, which I don't think we actually want that on there. It's actually, you know what? That's okay, really. I think maybe that's how it's set up. Let's just double check here. No, it's not, but it's fine. We're working with what we got. But so that's the idea of the Cyclone, cast while channeling, and Flesh Offering and Desecrate. That's the synergy there. And that should work out pretty good for us. So with that in mind, let's go take another stab at this Trial of Ascension here. Hopefully it goes a little bit better. I haven't really got a chance to play around with this besides hitting a couple minions with it. Hitting a couple of mobs. I don't know how well it's going to work. I was actually going to be done recording for the day, but once I figured out how this works, the synergy, I wanted to play again. So we're back to play another episode here. And we need to get some zombies up. Let's get our Karen Golem up. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look how good that is. And what I didn't realize either was how good Desecrate was for us. Desecrate is actually a defensive skill, which I didn't realize. We need to get our zombies up here. It's our damage, really. And this build's actually going to wind up being insane. And a lot of it stems off the ability to use Cyclone. You can just kind of come in here and pop stuff off. Stay safe, really. Let's just look at what these skills do here real quick. So, Desecrate. Consumes corpses, deals damage in an area. You know what? I thought this was supposed to give us defense. Maybe it's Flesh Offering with the synergy there. 29% increased cast speed, attack speed. No, so it's not that. It must be from Bone Offering. You know, Bone Offering is defensive. That spell blocks though. Oh, now I'm a little bit confused. Either way, it's going to allow us to empower our minions without having to actually hard cast anything. So I'm missing a guardian here. That's good enough. There's a lot more to this build too that we're not quite getting right. See, we can't even cast this, so realistically we should probably put that there, and we should probably put that there, I guess. I mean, we didn't have to do the weapon swap anymore. The weapon swap is... speaking of the weapon swap, where is our... Missing an aura here for some reason. Oh, I bet I know why. It's probably... Yeah, we don't want Pride equipped in there. So we'll put Red Banner in there. That's fine. We probably don't technically have to do the weapon swap anymore, but it's actually fine to do it this way. And it'll clear out when the build gets a little bit more complicated too. I mean, look at the explosions. It's kind of... where did our zombies... Oh, we lost all of our zombies because we were switching weapons around and stuff. Let's get those back up. I was going to say we're not really doing a whole lot of damage there. And we weren't. Because everything was dead. Now this actually does make a lot more sense to me. I wasn't sure where or how this was going to pop off, but the cyclone free buff, that's basically what it is free buffs. I mean, that's so good. Because not only, it's supposed to be buffing our defenses as well, and it must be. Or maybe that's if we pick up the Ascendancy skill, which is this one here. Yeah, which is probably why he suggested in the video. But he has PoE builds. Let's just double check this real quick. He has us going and getting Commander of Darkness. That's for 30% static resistance. Yeah, I don't know. See, now I don't know. Maybe they nerf some of these skills. That's why the pace bin has this. It seems like either one's probably viable. I'm kind of worried about what we pick up. I mean, I guess it probably really doesn't matter. I'm sure you can re-spend your Ascendancy points. You have to be able to, right? I would think so. I mean, it kind of simplified the rotation quite a bit by just being able to press E. And, not even a little bit, a lot of it, really. It's actually incredible. I mean, yeah, this is it right here, isn't it? That's so good. So good. We probably almost move our movement abilities to a different binding here. It's a little bit easier to hit, but I don't know. Actually, that's not bad. Eat R. That's actually pretty simple. So yeah, this should help our minions stay alive longer. It should help us stay alive longer. I think we want this way. And we should just be doing a ton more damage. Having to hard cast both of those buffs was... It's too much. You have to sit there and cast it, so you're not moving. It felt pretty bad, actually. I wasn't going to... I didn't want to doubt the build, and I'm sure I was doing something wrong, and sure enough. Not necessarily that we were doing something wrong. We didn't really have the gear to set it up. So we kind of just ignored it for the time being. I mean, how good is that? It's a monster level. We're trying to go here. Probably this way. It's so good. Can't get over how good that is. And I'm just seeing this like right when I started the episode. That's when I realized I just finished the links up. So this is the first time I'm seeing it, right when you guys are seeing it. We go the wrong way? We might have. This feels wrong to me. Feels like we're going backwards here. Not really. I mean, I guess. Let's just look at this here. We really want to go to that one, so let's do that. I mean, it doesn't look like we need corpse to cast it either, since it's like on a cast while channeling. It's just like, okay, well you cast it and you're channeling, so here it is. So I can't really complain about. Our zombies should be hitting a lot harder too, which is helping. With the new weapon we picked up. I don't think this is the right way we wanted to go, but yeah, we're kind of like a wrecking ball here. And we probably won't be able to get away with this when we play hardcore because you can't buy gear like we bought here. With currency, right? We're not spending real money on gear. So it's definitely the build probably still. What am I doing? I'm just going in circles here. I wanted to go back down this way. But lost. You could probably still buy gear in hardcore, but the supply is going to be a lot more limited. And your currency. Can I go this way? What's happening here? All right. Well, I can't figure out how to get here. We're just going to go up this way. You can give a man a build, but you can't teach him to maze. Yeah, so we won't have the same amount of currency because the currency is locked to that hardcore character, I believe. And there's less people selling at the top of hardcore, right? I mean, for the few people that made it to the end, I don't know how many people that is now. It's probably more than a few, definitely less than the market we're dealing with right now. Which surprisingly, there's a lot of people selling stuff, but it's not insane. So yeah, there's just going to be less gear to choose from, even if there are people willing to sell stuff in a hardcore version of the game. That's so good. It's fun to do too, being honest. This way. Spin to win, I call it. Spin to win. I'll have to see how it does against bosses there. There was a boss in that map there? Kind of skipped. Fine. It's fine. We're not here for achieves. Yet. I'd love to just finish the game so I could get a better feel for the game before we start achievement hunting. Yeah, so... Oof. Taking a lot of damage, though. This may wind up in tears again. I can't really avoid the damage. We're going to take damage. See how it plays out. What was I saying? I don't know. I don't remember. I mean, it's definitely good for map farming. You can see how this would be really strong to just be able to run through the map and saying that. Was I getting hit by the wall there? Maybe. Kinetic blast. Yeah, I would just like to get through the game. That's what I was saying. I'd like to get through the game just so I know what I'm doing. And the only way you do that is to really have to push yourself at the end and then min-max a little bit. I think this game is like uber sweatlord. But I think it probably could be. Right, just to finish the map base game. Taking a lot of damage. You know, I think our minions aren't doing too bad though. But they weren't before. I think we are going to get Mistress of Sacrifice, so we can get the we can get some of that stuff from Bone Offering there. Distance or the defensive skills. If we can get through this. Yeah, that's so good. It's like a completely different game, to be honest with you guys. That's how it feels anyway. The fact that we don't have to hardcast this stuff. I think we're going to get a good trade here. Yeah, sovereignty. Mana reserve, 10% increased effect of the curses, which... Yeah, we do have them up. We're running sand. I think we want to run blood. And just to confirm, the maker of the build did recommend running sand during difficult areas or bosses. He had a different description of the skill than what I read. Like, it's supposed to blind enemies, he said, but the skill doesn't say anything like that. Sometimes there's things hidden on the tooltip, or things they don't show on the tooltip. Farther away you are from them, the less distance you take is what it says, but... Yeah, sometimes the tooltips are somewhat incomplete. Go this way looks easier. I mean, it's just kind of insane, really. Little explosions. It kind of feels like we're... Oh, we don't have any zombies, that's why. Feels like we're not doing any damage right now. Because we weren't. This golden key. So in saying our minions are never dying, that's not entirely true. You know, in actuality, they probably got shredded by the saws there. Yeah, that's the damage we were looking for. This one was the better way to go, if I remember right. Yeah, look how good that is. You're gonna hear me say that a lot this episode because it really is incredible. Roll of wisdom, we got no time for that. We must ascend. Cast when on stun support. There's like a weird gem. Maybe there's a skill that certain classes have that stun themselves. So you just cast that skill and then you get a free cast, basically. I don't know. On a spike there. I wasn't going to go that way, but, well, I think we are going that way. Locked door, huh? I don't really want to go back. Let's just keep going forward. Yeah, we're not really worried about getting the cash at the end of the dungeon. We're more worried about picking up the skills so we can get to mapping again, and we want to ascend so we can map with somewhat efficiency. What are you? Yeah, that's good. It wasn't what I thought it was. The individual I traded for the weapon, his hideout was pretty sweet. Like, you can tell that guy's played the game quite a bit and taken the time to check his hideout out. Yeah, that's so good. I have hope. Now, what I'm really waffling about here in my mind is, are we going to follow Pee-wee builds? Or are we going to follow the guide? The video guide. Because they're different. I mean, I gotta assume that the Pee-wee builds is up to date, but tell you guys what, getting the I'm tempted to see if I can flame dash across to the. Well, we can try it. We'll just wait for the fire to go away. Yeah, so in saying this, we can't even cast Convocation anymore. That's on our cyclone cooldown. I don't think we're supposed to have it set up that way, but it seems to be fine. We're going to cast the most Convocations from that, so that means our minions are always healing. They're always getting called to on top of us. On the quickest cooldown, shortest cooldown as possible. Since there might be some cases where you want some control over that, but I'm actually okay with it just doing it for me. Oh, we can't make that flame dash. You can't break those cuffs. That's one of my favorite videos of all time. You can't break those cuffs, guy. Guy's a legend. Well, not the officer, but the short person. I think short person or short people is what they like to be called now. I don't know. Don't know. Yeah, he's he's a buff dude. We got him in handcuffs, and he's threatening the cop that he's gonna bust out of the handcuffs. Which I don't know. If you haven't seen it, go check out that video. It's a classic. I'm willing to bet almost everybody's seen that video. I like to watch that when I'm feeling bad. And when I'm feeling good. Man, that's so good. I've been converted. I was having my doubts on this build. You know, it's kind of funny. Withering, not Withering Step, but Cyclone kind of acts like Withering Step too. So I get why Withering Step's in the build. You're kind of spamming Cyclone nonstop. I mean, you kind of get it anyway. But the problem with that is I don't think you want to be spamming Cyclone nonstop. This is kind of slow. I think you do this, get ahead, do this. When it's off cooldown, you're back into this. Back into this. You would pull some mobs, Cyclone, or Cyclone, Convocation, everything up to you. Your minions, that is. I think that's how that works. Now, the key is the goal. Wow, okay, that's a good start. We're almost dead. Alright, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to ascend after we finish Act 10. Because I don't know what to do. Just getting destroyed on that boss there. The answer is probably Sand Stance, get away, and just bait it out. Well, that's disappointing. I knew that was a big possibility that that was going to happen. Pretty disappointing, though. I mean, honestly, though, it looks like, and talking about how difficult the hardcore playthrough is going to be without having access to, really, to trade. I mean, you do have access to trade unless you play, it's called SSF, where you can only trade with yourself, or well, you can't trade with anybody. Trade with yourself. Yeah, you can't use trade. Which we don't have to do that. I don't think there's any achievements for that. If you just get like a 6-slot item, or you make a 6-slot item, we kind of understand the crafting now. 6-slot two-handed weapon, a 6-slot chest piece. I mean, that's this build right here. That's it. It's not completely optimal yet, but that's, you know, this is the setup that would make things really easy to grind. We could actually grind levels up and get ahead of the curve, and which we would probably do in the hardcore playthrough, just to make sure we got to the end. I think there's an achievement for getting to level 90. I think there's one for 100. I don't know why that is, but I think that's the case. Do we need to go up here? Yes. Anyway, this is how we came down. We came down this way. The one spot we didn't need to go is where we went. That's kind of, well, just looking at the time here, we wasted about 20 minutes messing with the ascension there. Oh, you know what I'm going to do, actually? Now that I think about it, let's just put that there. Oh, you know, we need to get our auras up. So we can flame dash on right click. It'll be really easy to hit, actually. Our zombies are dead because we... So, yeah, I see what's happening here. Our zombies are on our weapon, right? And so every time we have to stance, we lose our zombies. So, I think what we're going to do here is not do the stance anymore. Just this one. Yeah, this one. And just put it here because, yeah, losing our zombies is a pretty bad thing to happen, as you guys just saw. Kind of unfortunate. Like, I would like to continue to use that, but if we don't have to, we'll find another reason to use it, I'm sure.
I need more mana.
A little bit of here. Wait it out. There we go. Yeah, I think that's the only reason we died there. If we had our zombies up, we probably wouldn't be dead. It's really user error there. And to be honest with you guys, it's kind of easier to focus on... one of the nice things about just basically casting Cyclone is we can chain it, and we can kind of watch our health here a little bit better and focus on flasking. Yeah. It's definitely the play. This was the pearl, right? Teardrop? Yes, it was. Yeah, this build is incredible. Jungle Valley. It's a pearl? I think that's something we need to get out of here too. Teardrop. That was quick. I might as well sell over here. 2085? Nah. I ain't gonna look at it. Not even gonna look, guys. Yeah, again, if you're liking the build, the link to the build is in the description of the video. Go over there, check it out. It's a lot more. There's a lot more to it than what I'm showing here. And give that guy a subscribe. He's, if you're not already, he's amazing. Guys are amazing. Pretty good. Pretty good. You trying to be here? This place is so huge. So how do we recenter the map? Is it now? I mean, that's the easiest way to do it, I guess. That. I do kind of miss casting charge. It was fun to cast. And I think it's a decent skill. It's not as good as Flame Dash. And the only reason I say that, I don't know, it's got its advantages. You can, there's no cooldown on it, if I'm not mistaken, but the pathing is kind of funny. I think Flame Dash is correct. And Flame Dash, I think, does, well, I don't know, I think it does more damage. I don't know if that's true. It's definitely better than Frostblink, though. Frostblink was not very good. Which I was thinking about it the other day when we switched to this build. It kind of feels like Frostblink is a noob trap, right? Which is what happened to us, I think. Because we were a noob when we discovered it. They give you Frostblink pretty early when you have those sockets available. So you're going to use it because it's the first movement skill you get. And you get used to using it and you're like, wow, this is great. Why do I want the fire version? And I suppose if you read it and just tried stuff out, you'd figure it out eventually, but we did not say. So yeah, it's a bit of a new trap, I think. Trap. Because you get Flame Dash slightly after that, so it's a, I don't know. And I'm sure Frostblink has its uses in other builds. It might be great in like an Elementalist build, some kind of Frost build. And there are tons of builds for this game, I'm pretty sure, that the community has put together over time. We went there. That's where the teardrop was. I think we're gonna have to go right here. Yeah, this looks right. Let's pick up that orb of or transformation. So you can see the cyclone doesn't even really do damage for us. It's just like almost non-existent, but that's not why you want it. Don't get it for the damage. Get it for the lulls. I was kind of hoping we would have made more progress this episode by now. It's okay. It's okay. I think the most exciting thing about seeing this build actually work the way it's intended to, at least on the surface, I think this is actually where there's more to the build, but I think this is where kind of this part here makes sense. Knowing that there's probably a ton more combinations like that out there to check out is kind of exciting for other classes as well. High synergy builds. Just to be honest with you guys, I hadn't really seen up until this point. See how it performs under Delirium? Probably really well, actually. Magma Orb, I don't think we have one of those. I even go back here and pick this one up. I took a little bit of damage there. The other nice thing about the convocation spam is that should keep our minions constantly being healed. Yeah, it's like the most healing they could possibly get. Do you want to pop out? Let's pop out. I guess it popped us out. We were already popping out. Portal scroll, no thank you. I think the next thing that we can get better at the game at, I know I keep saying this is pop and flask, but I think we need to start popping them preemptively because we're basically wasting those cooldowns as we go into like big packs like that. We're just risking getting hit a couple times with a melee hit and dying. Just kind of silly. Should probably like right there. There's no reason not to pop a flask. I mean, we probably weren't going to die right here. Sure, why not? Just going to recharge, right? So if you're struggling with PoE like I am, I think utilizing your flask a bit more is probably right there. Sure, why not? We'll pop it. There. There. We probably would have died there without popping flask. And we had to back off anyway. And you're just going to get the charges back. I guess that's the way you got to think about it. This is the part where we go kill Katava's Horn. We're making the Staff of Purity to summon Innocence out. Of Bannon. I forget, do we fight Innocence again? We must do. This is massive. I guess we'll just pop it there. Always be popping. And when you're pulling bigger groups, which I know that's probably the, when you're really running on full steam, you're probably pulling a lot bigger groups than we were just doing. Probably popping the flask like that, well, I don't know. It probably is good, actually. Find the Staff of Purity. Who knows, guys? I'm just a noob. Right there, I need a pop flask. Pop it again. Pop it here because we're going to eat this explosion. I'm going to want to stop for Scrolls of Wisdom. We'll pick up that glass blower's bauble. Large jewel cluster. Excellent. The funny part about that build is it doesn't actually show us using large jewel clusters. So either they're not good for this build, or it wasn't considered. Because this just came out with Delirium, the large jewel clusters, I think. So he may not have been aware of it, but and I'll have to watch again to make sure that he at least talks about it, so we know that it wasn't just something he forgot to cover. But I think the PoE build would be up to date. Who knows? Or maybe that's the last thing you pick up after level 95. You don't know. Up flask. Orb of Regret. Pick up that scroll wisdom though. For whatever reason, we keep missing our fourth flask, which is increased evasion rating. Like we just don't hit that button. We get 1, 3, and 5 off, and 2, 4. Take a point at 4 first here. I wonder if when the game was first released, if this kind of build was even possible. Like if they had channeling on support, or channeling on cast. Imagine the game's evolved quite a bit since release. You don't get most evolving game of the year. Your game hasn't evolved a ton too, so. Yeah. It was easy. You know, we're like right on the cusp of leveling here. So it's kind of silly to go in here and Avarius? Various. Talk about quick work here. Beautiful. Love to see it. We hand this to Sin, and Sin pops out of Baron. Okay. We give it to Bannon. Not Baron, Bannon. I think we have to go down now. I think we're done with the side, the top side. So let's go. This is this gem slot we're supposed to get. Let's Either going to be that or rush down to this. Maximum life, fire resistance. You know, in saying this, we just have to remember to come back and get it, which we will. Let's go. Let's head towards barbarism. Let's see. Back to landing. And sheep's wool. No matter what we take, because we're not giving up our 6-socket one that we crafted. We have to sell it too. I was like, what's happening? Play PoE for a few hours, guys, and brain turns to mush. That's just a fact. Yeah. So that's probably the best way to do that. Just put the essences in the spare slots and then take them out. Alright, what do we have left? We have to go the control blocks, kill Valenta, and meet Innocence at Catava's Horn, which is not on the rooftop. Oh, sorry, we have to go through like a sewer, not a sewer, but like a grate of some kind. Get there. Yeah, this thing here. Blast through it. Let's see if we can find the control blocks here. We probably won't be able to. I think we struggled with this one last time too. Just finding the zone. And we probably will here as well. Let's have the timer up here. 47 minutes in. Done nothing this episode but praise the build. Praise the sun. Good that is. There's a lot of achievements I have to... Well, actually I say a lot of achievements I have to get in Dark Souls 3. I still have to play Dark Souls 1 and 2, so I really do want to play. That is not the control box. Torch quartz, just double check her. That's where we just came from. And so when we were talking about this, we said that it should be somewhere between here, the ossuary, and here. But we can look at the map and know that that's not true. Unless this... Okay, hang on. Yeah, that's that one. So this one's going to be on the left-hand side. I think that's the same mistake we made last time. We searched this whole side, but it's leading us over there, and we forgot to look at what the quest was actually sending us to. But yeah, so I got... Actually, I'll just look here in a second how many achievements I have left in Dark Souls. I'm going to have to play through the game again from the beginning, which is fine. Because I would record it, and I would want the whole thing to be on there. To get rings. And it's been so long since I played that game. It's been a couple years. Let me just double check here. Dank Souls is somewhere in my library here. Dank Souls 3. We have 27 achievements done. And we're missing 2. We are missing... Oh, 2 hidden achievements. We're missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're missing 8 total. I have quite a bit to do, actually. We're missing the Link the First Flame, so we didn't get all the bonfires. The End of Fire, I'm not sure what that is. Doesn't say. We got the Usurpation of Fire. Master of Infusion, we got that. We're missing Master of Sorceries, acquire all sorceries. Master of Pyromancies, learn all gestures we don't have. Acquire all miracles we don't have. Acquire all rings. And complete all achievements. The acquire all ring one, if I remember, you have to do 2 playthroughs. At a minimum. And we've only beat the game once. So when we record that for this channel, don't expect high level Dark Souls execution. It's going to be pretty bad. Like we don't know the maps by like the back of our hand. A little bit distracted there. Got a lot of it distracted. He kind of threw a fireball at us there. Side of his hand. Oh, we're in Delirium. I didn't realize. I mean, I think I knew that, but let's get our auras up here. So yeah, those achievements will be kind of hard to get, but when and if we play through Dark Souls, that's probably what we're going to be doing. No reason to play it any other. But I mean, it's a fun game. I don't know. I think we talked about playing Sekiro last episode. So, I'm kind of all over the place right now. Kind of all over the place, guys. So this entrance into the control block is going to be somewhere between the rooftop and the one that we actually found, whatever. Not there, down here. Just stay focused on what we're doing and not talk about Dark Souls, probably. Dark Souls 5. One of the games I've never played. Well, you know, I'm gonna actually focus on Dark Souls. Probably die again here. I never get to play the Bloodborne series because Bloodborne is a PlayStation exclusive. So we missed out on that game, fortunately. I would love to play that game because that game, I've seen whole playthroughs of it, every Bloodborne. If I had to choose which one I think I would like more, having only played Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne seems like a more interesting. They're both really, really interesting games, settings and what have you, just the art. But I would probably have to go with Bloodborne. Bloodborne's aesthetic. That's a little bit more graveyard evil versus medieval. Which I love medieval stuff. It is medieval with evil in all caps, right? This is a very demonic, demon-based game. Nightmare-inducing kind of stuff. Much like this game, right? I tend to play a lot of those types of games here. Especially lately, we got Doom on the channel, and we got Control Box. PoE. See, that's another reason why I'm more tempted to play something a little bit more, maybe not quite as dark for our next playthrough. But I think if you had to ask me what genre of game I like, it's probably those types of genre, that type of genre. But I enjoy all games of all color. For ethereal knives, probably not gonna be. No. Alright, look up and see when this, we're reaching that hour mark here. I'm sad about that, actually. Because I want to keep playing. So I probably have to record another episode, which is okay. It's okay. Yeah, itchy ear. Itchy ear. Well, that's right. I have to go back to the tower. That's right. All the cultists kicked all the resistance people out of the watchtower. I remember. Yeah, and then there was some event down here that I didn't understand. I'm sure we're gonna get to do again. I probably will not understand it this time either. Be fun nonetheless. Why are you purple? Oh, it's that's right. June. You have to have June to identify it. No, the other thing I love about this build is the animation that gets popped all the time by casting Flesh Offering and Desecration. Just seeing that constantly go off is fun. It feels like you're doing more than you actually are. Like I am the Necromancer of exploding corpses. Even though really all you're doing is just buffing your minions, right? I wonder how this build does if you substitute like Flesh Offering with Exploding Corpse. Probably not a great idea. Maybe though, I don't know. Probably not. The more I thought about it for longer than 3 seconds, I realized it's probably not Not a better trade. Il Valenta. Arena? That sounds right. This is the flask refill, guys, right? I think that's literally the only reason they do these interludes here is so that you can farm flask charges. I don't feel like we died on this last time, but this boss has been not too bad. Famous last words. Alright, so now we can actually just exit out of here. So we missed the event. There was some weird event in there. I don't know if it's a big deal or not. Gut instinct says no, but one passive skill point. The only reason why we're skipping the gems, I don't think we really have a great gem to put in there anyway. There was one gem I put in that was a rare gem that I thought was garbage, but it turned out it's one of the recommended gems from the build guide. Like you can just every time I think I know what's going on, I just a little bit more lost. Oh, well, we were closing the episode. I was so eager to go kill Katava. Yeah, maybe we'll wrap it up here. Well, not wrap up the episode, but you know, I'm saying that I know this area is kind of long. I know we'll do it. We got the bills to pay the skills. Let's go. Another side effect of Cyclone, which is infinite, you know, no mana cost to you, you can just cast it, is it's really great at breaking pots and barrels and stuff. I mean, that's just free right there. Pure map. I have to figure out how the empowerment gem drops. It's one of the gems we're missing, and it's supposedly only levels up to level 4, and I think it drops in maps. But that's just from Gamepedia, and I know there's going to be more involved than that. Just don't know what it is. That's going to allow us to summon a ton of minions somehow. 14 zombies or something crazy. That's when the build really pops off, I guess. Yeah, like 30 zombies on the screen and a little bit of damage there. See if you look, our defense or resistances are still pretty low. Might be why we're dying in the ascension area. Maybe that skill that he's one-shotting us with is like lightning or something. This is where a combat log would be useful. Let's keep going. I think there's a waypoint we can hit up here if we want to end the episode. The reason I would rather finish the episode than end it here is the next episode it's going to be like, well, killing Katava and we're playing maps, which Kind of strange to me. Strange enough. Be nice if we can just get here and kill him in one try. A little bit of damage there, a little bit. Stabilized, it's fine. You want that orb though. Yeah, I knew as soon as I didn't get my first flame dash off, I was like, we're dead. They're dead. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. See all the mobs we missed with this build. This is like a side bridge here. It's like a shortcut? Yeah, not really. Those Chaos Orb, nice. Those strong boxes when you're in the Delirium are death traps because you get hit on the fly. So it's just the input's kind of weird, the timing to make sure you're moving when the box pops open and still be able to hit the box without standing still for 2 seconds. That's kind of awkward. Oh, we're cluttered. It's going to wind up being an extra long episode here. Not super long. What long? Actually, it's right up here, isn't it? Yeah. Altar of Hunger. Let's go sell real quick. Actually, not really swaper long. Swaper, no swaping. Actually, not that bad at all. 10 minutes, maybe. 3120. Wow. 50% increased amount recovered. 33. What did that 50%? See, this is the global versus local modifiers thing that I've forgotten already. I think that 50% increased is built into the top number. So it's not 50% of 3120. It is 51% of... well, 50% winds up being 3120. Trying to say. So the selling point is not necessarily that, although the amount. What do we do? Okay, we still got it. 14 maximum charges is pretty darn good. I mean, how many does this have? 15 to 45 charge. Oh, 14 to maximum charges. Nah, we don't want that. Yeah, so that number is built right in there too. See how that 59 is blue? That's a global modifier, I think. So we can just have fooling ourselves into thinking we're getting like double mint gum, because it's not double mint gum, it's Wrigley Chew. Actually, neither one of those gums are great. You know what's surprising is I think Extra is the gum I'm thinking of. When I was younger, they made terrible gum. It just didn't last, and it was not good, but you haven't chewed Wrigley gum in a long time? It's actually, or not Wrigley, Extra. know if extra's owned by Wrigley. I don't know. Extra's it's good gum though. It'll last like almost a suspiciously long time. Like what? Oh no, we get the our portals up. Like what did they put in this to make it last for 10 years? Strange. Yeah, I saw it, guys. I seen it. Yeah, I guess we got everything. So, are we gonna walk up here and cyclone him? Yes. Yeah, it seems silly. That does not seem like a good idea. In fact, let's get our auras up. Keep sand aura on. That. I don't think we get a walk in on him here and cyclone him. Yeah, the ground AoE is. Although maybe in the beginning we do want to cyclone him because we want to get him out of this phase as quickly as possible. He's got Bannon, doesn't he? Sin? We need to pick up Sin. Yeah, Bannon's not here. Bannon's dead. Oh, I don't care. I don't mind, guys. And just graveyard rush him. I'll say this is definitely not a hardcore build. I don't think you want to play this in hardcore. Maybe you do. I don't know. Cyclone seems too dangerous on bosses. It seems like you need some range. I don't know. What do I know, guys? Just supposed to play it better? Yeah, probably. Actually, I mean, that was fine there. It starts. I hit Flame Dash twice there, guys. You couldn't see it. That's fine. We didn't cast a single defensive flask this round. He's dead. That's what matters. That's all that matters. You got to spin to win here. Crappy loot for a crappy effort. Kind of expecting. What did that take us? About 5 episodes to go from Act 5 on in. That wasn't too bad. We're basically caught up now. We're level 72, I think. So that's gonna do it for this episode, guys. I'll take care of all this RP stuff off screen. If you like the video as usual, drop us a like. If you want to see more from B, subscribe to the Unusual MaW for more content. See you guys tomorrow in Path of Exile. Till then, take care of yourselves.